It is finally time to answer a long-awaited question. A question most men ask themselves at one point or the other. Is it too small? And is it possible to make it longer, bigger, have more girth? Well, in order to come up with a medically approved and a scientifically based answer, I did my research, I went through the latest medical articles and I made this video. So if you do appreciate me reading through a lot of medical articles on penile growth, then I would appreciate you leaving a like, as well as maybe even subscribing. Because my name is Raoul, I'm a medical doctor from the Netherlands and I'm making weekly medical videos to educate my viewers so they can make healthier decisions. And this video also comes with a quick disclaimer. I'm just a random doctor from the internet. What do I know about your personal situation? Indeed, completely nothing. So this video is no medical advice, just me here entertaining my viewers. So let's continue. Now in this video we will cover normal penile length. Can a penis actually be too small? When should you contact your doctor? Some tips and tricks, possible treatment options and much more. So make sure to watch the whole video so you don't miss any important information. And first of all, let's start with a common medical myth. Most people believe the average penile length to be 6 inches or 15 centimeters. However, this comes from several commonly cited studies that rely on self-reported penile measurement. You heard that correct, self-reported penile measurement. And you don't need to be a doctor or a scientist to know that self-reported lengths of penile measurements are probably not the most reliable source of information. In scientific terms, this data is contaminated with a volunteer bias and a social desirability bias. Luckily for us, a recent study looked at the combined results of 31 other studies. In these studies, the penile length was actually measured by researchers. And based on the combined results of these studies, the average penile length when erect seems to be between 5.1 and 5.5 inches or 13 to 14 centimeters. But again, we should consider the impact of a volunteer bias, so the actual average length may be even smaller. Now we know the average penile length, but is it actually possible for a penis to be too small? Well, you need to know here that a very small penile length is very rare, but worrying about penile length is very common, especially in the 20 to 40 age group. In fact, according to some surveys with huge numbers of heterosexual men, 55% of all men are unhappy with the way their penis looks, and about 45% of them wants a bigger penis. This while according to a similar survey among women, about 85% of women are happy and satisfied with the apparatus of their partner. Unfortunately, the penile length can also be actually too small. This is usually diagnosed at birth, when it's found that the penile length of the infant is far below the average of the penile length among infants. This affects about 0.6% of all men. A micropenis is usually caused by a medical condition affecting androgens. Androgens are part of a group of sex hormones. They mostly influence the development of someone's genitalia, mostly affecting penile length. And it's important to know that assuming there are no other health concerns, a micropenis functions the same way as a normal penis. Now you might probably wonder, how is a micropenis diagnosed and at what lengths a penis is classified as a micropenis? As mentioned, a micropenis can be caused by multiple medical conditions. So when a patient visits their doctor with concerns about the length of their genitalia, the doctor will need to do an extensive medical examination to determine the underlying cause. This includes asking about current complaints, an extensive personal and family medical history, and of course a physical examination with an exact measurement of the penile length. The doctor needs to measure the stretch penile length from the tip to the base. In infants, a micropenis is a length of less than 1.9 centimeters or 0.75 inches. In adults, it's a length of less than 9.3 centimeters or 3.7 inches. Afterwards, several blood tests may be necessary, for example, to look for any disbalances in hormone levels, and someone might be referred to a urologist, which is a doctor that specializes in the urogenital tract. Now, if you do worry about your genitalia or if you worry about your penile length, then always contact your doctor. He or she might be able to reassure you or when necessary come up with a great treatment plan. And this idea of having a small penis can cause men a lot of potentially unnecessary stress, which could cause further sexual problems like erectile dysfunction or maybe even mental problems like mood disorders or anxiety. Therefore, it is important you talk about this with your doctor, with your spouse, or maybe with a close friend. Having said that, there are some tips and tricks which you could implement in your daily life and in your routines, which might help to prevent this or reduce any symptoms you might experience. There is no clear medical evidence for any of these, but as they might be helpful, I will share them nevertheless. Grooming or manscaping may improve your genitalia's appearance and may make it look bigger. The same is true for losing weight when you're overweight, as fat also tends to be stored in the area in front of your genitals. This can hide a part of your penis, which may make it look smaller. Losing weight, on the other hand, may make it look bigger by comparison. And another benefit of getting in shape is that it may boost your confidence and it will increase your mental and physical well-being. Which brings us to some possible treatment options. And most importantly, for those of you constantly worrying about your penile length, for those of you that even are experiencing a certain obsession, psychological counseling may be a great option. Psychological counseling can provide more insights in penile size as well as your own mental well-being. If necessary, certain types of psychotherapy could also be useful. And the medical data suggests that most people that went through psychological counseling do not seek for any other medical enhancement of their penis size afterwards. So it seems to be a great option, but it may not be the option you were hoping for. And I assume this could have something to do with all the treatment options you see when Googling how to increase my penis size. You might be bombarded with penile extenders, vacuum erection devices, pills, supplements, creams and lotions. Let me just stop you there and save you a lot of time and money in the process. There seems to be very little evidence that any of these actually work. In fact, only penile extenders seem to be able to add about 1 to 2 centimeters of length. In some men, we've used it very consistently over a period of months, and we've used a device which is not medically approved for this use case, leading to several complications in some of the users. Do I actually need to say more? No, I don't think so, so I won't do so. Which brings us to the last treatment option, surgery. And once more, just for the record, I'm no urologist, so I can only provide you with a brief and potentially incorrect overview. Always discuss this with your personal doctor. Now, regarding surgical treatments, there are a lot of different surgical techniques that are discussed in medical literature, but all of them seem to cause a high number of complications, poor outcome, and little satisfaction for the patient. So in a nutshell, the juice seems to be not worth the squeeze. This was the video on penile enhancement and micropenises. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, because it's my mission to educate my viewers. I also made a playlist with other awesome medical videos. Check it out if you can't get enough. I want to thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy it, if you did learn something, please leave a like and consider subscribing, as I'm posting weekly medical videos. For those of you that can't get enough, I also have an Instagram account @howtomedicate. And thanks once more to all my viewers. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. Sebastian, you're awesome. And I will see you all next week with a new video. Bye bye.